Jujitsu. He hails from Killa Hills, 10304, weighing in at 235 pounds, Dirty Daddy Chris Dickinson. His opponent to my right, representing Catchpoint. Hailing from Brooklyn, New York, weighing in at 192 pounds, Hot Sauce Tracy Williams.
Fans Beyond Wrestling, welcome to Midas Touch. Going to be calling the action for this matchup alongside Cold Steel Chuck O'Neal.
Thank you for having me, Drew. How's it feel to have a real man next to you?
You know Joey Styles just did commentary of the match for you.
Yeah, but I'm a real man. Anyways, we've got Dickinson here with Hot Sauce Tracy Williams.
So wait, before we get into it, I want to make sure that I understood you correctly. You're telling me that you don't think that Chris Dickinson was able to defend himself last month against Matt Riddle?
No!
So you came out to help him?
Yes. And then he had the audacity to get pissy with me. The rest of Pazuzu comes out.
Well, right. I mean, he knocked you off the apron. I thought that you were trying to basically check on his condition at that point because it seemed like he ended up getting knocked out. I don't know if Riddle caught him with a kick to the back of the head or, there's a cluster of nerves in the neck, but either way, he went down like a ton of bricks, and then it seemed like you were just kind of checking on his condition because you know firsthand how dangerous Matthew Riddle is.
No.
You've been in the ring with him extensively here in Beyond Wrestling.
Not only that, he's a professional MMA fighter who was a top-ranked welterweight in the UFC at one point. Matt Riddle is no joke. Chris Dickinson can yell and be angry all he wants, and I came out there to make sure Chris was okay. And what did I get for it?
You got attacked by Jocko.
Sick.
However, that night we did see you go to the back with Matt Riddle. I mean, is there something brewing there? I mean, you mentioned him earlier as well.
Again, I need to be associated with guys that are as tough as I am and that are real men just like me. And Matt Riddle is exactly that.
I mean, obviously there's a certain level of bias coming out considering that Matt Riddle is an MMA fighter. You are also an active MMA fighter.
Listen, at the end of the day, pro wrestlers train hard, but MMA fighters train harder. We understand it. We know how to go hard, we hit hard, we throw hard. I have a respect for him, and I think there's one in return for me.
Referee getting in there to break up the hold. Of course, Hot Sauce Tracy Williams, he has dabbled in different types of mixed martial arts trainings. I don't think he's ever competed on a professional level or even an amateur card.
Absolutely. Tracy has a background in doing jiu-jitsu. I believe him and his brother are blue belts in jiu-jitsu. He does a lot of techniques that are associated with Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and he's impressive. He's a guy that I like to watch, and he's a guy that I've been in the ring with. He's very hard-hitting, and he's impressive.
But don't you think it's up to a competitor to take care of themselves? I mean, did you really think you had any business sticking your nose in there? I mean, you don't think that Dickinson is capable of defending himself. Do you think he's capable of defending himself against Hot Sauce?
They're on an equal playing level right now. Neither of these guys have ever stepped in the cage and were a pro MMA fighter. This is like you trying to tell me like, oh yeah, CM Punk, he's going to be okay. No, he needed to be protected in that fight. And guess what? No one protected him, and he got his head smashed in.
Very smart of Tracy Williams to be targeting the legs of Chris Dickinson with as much weight as he is carrying. We saw Dickinson slim down earlier this summer for a grappling tournament, which he was victorious. I mean, you don't have any respect for Dickinson for that?
Grappling versus absolutely fighting, total different worlds. Chris looks like he's bulking back up here.
Yeah, he's certainly packing on the weight. And I mean, he's one of the strongest wrestlers in the Beyond Wrestling roster. He's one of the biggest wrestlers in the Beyond Wrestling roster. And nobody, I'm sorry, whether it's you, Riddle, or otherwise, nobody can match the precision with the force that he's able to throw those kicks. And I think that Hot Sauce Tracy Williams knows that, which is why he's targeting the legs. Absolutely. Dickinson cannot throw those kicks if he cannot get a base.
Absolutely. It seems like a smart game plan. Tracy Williams was there. He saw the kicks that Dickinson was landing on Riddle last month for Beyond. And guess what? He's taking the legs out of the equation right now. It's very smart. If he wants to win, that's what he's going to have to do. Oh,
Tracy Williams found an opening, connecting with a shot to the chest and another. Dickinson's legs don't look to be bothering him too much. Again, he's so thickly muscled. He is shaking him out, though.
That lactic acid could be building up right now.
That was very telling.
Oh, man. Oh! Dickinson laying that back in there.
Looking for a third. That time, Hot Sauce a little bit too quick, out of the way. Dickinson got the boot up.
Surprising, he got the leg up still.
He was able to get the leg up, but he was using the ropes to
still
base himself.
athleticism. See, that's the thing. Dickinson is a good athlete. He's in shape, he works out, he goes to the gym, he practices what he preaches. He doesn't just come out to this ring and look like a lot of these other guys who aren't in shape, they aren't athletic. Dickinson looks like an athlete.
Yeah, but it seems like you took exception to the fact that you were called one of Biff's students here tonight.
That is insane. I don't want to be called Biff's kids. I am a grown man. I'm 31 years old. I've carved my way in being in the world of professional MMA fighting. I'm not coming out here to be one of Biff's kids. Biff didn't give a crap about any of us. Oh, there you go. There's the kicks we were talking about.
Sounds like a bass drum.
I don't think Hot Sauce wore his legs down enough. Hot Sauce just gets right up. He doesn't give a crap about that.
But that's the thing about Hot Sauce is that when he's hurt, he won't show it.
Oh!
And to me, that's a sign of toughness. You don't want to get in this game with Dickinson, though. Oh, what was that?
Oh!
Hot Sauce really paying for that. And the crowd coming alive for the filthy father.
Dirty dinky.
Hot Sauce, though, he was smart. Went for the abdomen of Chris Dickinson, and now targeting that leg once again. You got to think he's not trying to feel any more of those kicks. That was a very unique maneuver, just trying to break the knee. Oh! But while he's targeting the left, Dickinson's firing shots with the right.
Drew, I will say this is a very good match you put together here. These are two of your better athletes, better looking guys that you have in the roster who are in shape. And this is a great job matching.
I mean, honestly, I think there's still some unfinished business between the matchup between Team Pazuzu and Catchpoint at American Rana. And that was really when we saw Team Pazuzu come back as a five-man unit with the inclusion of Pinky Sanchez, EYFBO, who we'll be seeing later on tonight against Joey Ryan and Massage Envy, and Jaka, who's going to be going one-on-one with Matthew Riddle.
Does Jaka have insurance? Does he have health insurance?
I don't know.
I hope so. I honestly hope so. Oh, man.
You're going to tell me that if Riddle wasn't able to finish the job last month with Dickinson, he's going to do it with Jaka? Oh, that's what I want to know. Are you and Riddle in cahoots? Are you guys conspiring? Is there a coup? Are you guys in on something? What's going on?
Whoa, look at that clothesline, Drew. Is that what you mean? All I know is I'm watching. Oh, nice boot there.
Well, you can play dumb, but one thing that I'm not stupid
I'm not dumb.
about.
I'm very smart, actually. I have a college degree, Drew.
Well, 1 year ago, it was Matthew Riddle, Terry New, and Eric Spicely to shreds because he didn't think that you guys could hold up your end of the bargain at Tournament for Tomorrow for night 2.
Let me ask you, who left that next night with a boo-boo on their eye?
Oh! Half-hat suplex from the second rope, driving Dickinson on his head.
Man, Hot Sauce is firing real hot right now.
What's he going to be looking for here?
Oh!
Just a big splash. You don't really see that out of Hot Sauce too much.
Man.
But he's going to dig deep into the bag of tricks if he wants to knock off the Dirty Daddy.
The thing with Hot Sauce is every time I see him, he looks better and better. He's evolving every time.
You think he's going to be looking for a leg submission, or?
I mean, if I were him, I would be. You've been worrying down that leg, so it's time to go for it.
Well, that's smart. Right back to it. Is he strong enough to get Dickinson over? Ooh. I mean, we can talk about the athleticism and the conditioning of Dickinson. Tracy Williams isn't too far behind, really. He's just giving up strength. But he, to me, I think he employs a more technical prowess. I think that...
Oh! Look at that transition. See? That is the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu right there.
Well, he can't get a win on the ropes like that, though.
It doesn't matter. Take it. Now he seems to be working the arms of Chris Dickinson.
I mean, I understand when an opportunity presents itself, you have to capitalize, but I am surprised to see him abandoning his strategy, unless he's just in it for the long run and he wants to pick apart every single aspect of Chris Dickinson's body.
How many times have you seen Chris Dickinson come back? He's been smashed, he's been out, he's been down in so many matches, and he comes back. no matter what body part you work, he always comes back strong. Why not break every last bone in his body?
Well, I do know that Chris Dickinson is right-handed, so targeting the left arm, that is the weaker of the two arms, also targeting that left leg. Dickinson likes to throw with the right. That doesn't mean he won't throw with the left, but he has to base off the left in order to connect with those shots from the right. Dickinson is hurting right now.
Absolutely. Hot Sauce is doing a great job in this match right now, isolating different parts of his body, breaking him down
so
strategically.
What were you saying about the lactic acid? We just saw Dickinson shaking his arm. I mean, that's not a nerve thing? I mean,
you could be landing on the nerves. You could have like lack of blood circulating in the arms. That's a problem right there. This is very smart, the way he's breaking him down right now. But if you want to stop Chris Dickinson, you got to knock him out. Maybe Tracy Williams could take a private lesson from Matt Riddle.
Oh!
I heard he's having them.
Well, you got to think they all roll together in a catch point faction. Even though they compete against each other, they also all train together.
The catch point mobile.
You're not interested in catch point, or you haven't received an offer.
Cannot confirm nor deny, Drew.
Hot Sauce continuing to target the arm of Chris Dickinson. But Dickinson fighting back up to a vertical base.
Man, he is just working that arm now.
Man, I really am surprised to see him change the strategy up. Unless he's going to basically try and wrestle his way around Dickinson's body to get him back to an advantageous position where he can target the legs.
But Hot Sauce isn't dumb. He's seen Dickinson wrestle many times. Guys have come up with that strategy. Let's take out his leg. Let's take out his arm. Why don't you take out both of them?
Referee backing away Chris Dickinson. Dickinson stumbling around. He's looking for separation, but he's not getting it. Just a chop to the arm. Now pulling away.
Man, Dickinson is just still standing. He's not going to go down. He is a tough guy. Oh, boy.
So he's tough enough for Tracy Williams, not tough enough for Matt Riddle. That's what I'm gathering from this conversation.
Two different worlds, man.
European uppercut just caught him right across the face.
And Dickinson doesn't care. See, he should have knocked him out. What did Matt Riddle do to stop Chris Dickinson? He knocked him out. Oh, laying in that leg kick.
Now, we haven't even seen leg kicks from Tracy Williams at this point in the match. I mean, his offensive arsenal is just perhaps second to none on the Beyond Wrestling roster.
He's mixing it up better than anyone I've seen tonight.
Came into this matchup with a great strategy, executed it soundly so far. That teardrop suplex, Dickinson pops right back up. Back to him. Just a backdrop driver. Tracy Williams says not today.
These guys are all pumped up on free workout right now, Drew.
But that adrenaline's not going to last forever. Dickinson came charging in with a clothesline. Hot Sauce going after the arm again.
Blocks the kick.
Ooh!
Oh! You cannot kill Chris Dickinson. But that time, Tracy Williams is not hopping up. Neither is Chris Dickinson.
Gonna think that Tracy Williams is gonna be first to get up to his feet, although he is using the ropes to try and pull himself up.
Look at the welts on Chris Dickinson's legs. Obviously, you see the chop welts on Tracy Williams.
Look at the eyes on Chris Dickinson's face. This guy is insane. Dickinson's up first. I cannot even believe what I'm seeing right now.
In running. He's going for another clothesline in that corner.
Never seen this in an octagon.
Come on, bring it down. Let's go.
Oh, Falcon Arrow reaching for the leg. He's got him hooked.
That Falcon Arrow was beautiful. I do not know how Tracy Williams just got out of that.
Gonna wonder what Dickinson's gonna be looking for at this point. Perhaps a Pazuzu bomb. Does Pazuzu await for Hot Sauce Tracy Williams?
He's definitely got the crowd behind him right now. Chris is feeling this energy. Hot Sauce crawling to get back to his feet right now.
Oh, Dickinson might be looking to put him in the high rent district. This could have been a mistake, though. We've already seen Tracy well first from the top as he came down with that splash earlier in this matchup. We also saw Tracy Williams.
Arrow from up top right now.
We saw Tracy Williams hit the half hatch from that position earlier as well. That was about 10 minutes ago. These guys are spent.
Tracy just rocked him with a nice shot.
Dickinson hopping right back up in the waiting arms of Tracy Williams. Williams trying to fight him off. Ooh, right on the side of the head. Dickinson's rocked. Dickinson trying to break his fall. Stumbling around. He's on spaghetti legs. But as Tracy Williams is trying to find his footing on the ropes.
Again. Oh.
What a combination out of Tracy Williams. Is that going to do it?
Oh, dear. Oh, Tracy just looks absolutely exhausted. I feel like he just dug so deep to try to get that arsenal out. What is it going to take for him to put away Chris Dickinson? Maybe a knockout.
He's either going to knock him out or he's going to go after that knee. And if Chris Dickinson's lying prone on the mat right now, if I'm Tracy Williams now, this was a mistake out of Tracy Williams. You got Dickinson down, keep him down. Oh,
set him up for that pile driver.
Perhaps I spoke too soon.
Chris is a big boy. Oh, yeah. Oh, shit.
Oh, right on his neck.
He might be dead. He might be dead.
1, 2.
Foot on the rope. Again, this would have been over.
You got to give Tracy Williams credit. He put himself between Dickinson and the rope. He did put himself between his opponent and the rope. That's about all as he could have done.
You can't beat Chris Dickinson with a move. You have to knock him out cold. End of story.
I mean, if you're hot sauce Tracy Williams, do you start stomping his head right now? You don't think that's crossing the line?
Maybe. Does he want to win? At the end of the day, that's what matters.
I think a lot of the fans here are impressed with what they've seen out of Hot Sauce Tracy Williams. Of course, saw Hot Sauce Tracy Williams in a series of matches with AR Fox, which culminated here in this very building. So Hot Sauce Tracy Williams, he hasn't exactly had a bad year in Beyond Wrestling either.
Absolutely not. He's catching fire all over the place. He's really coming to his own. He's bringing on more and more arsenal every time I see him compete.
What's Dickinson looking for from this position?
Boy.
He might have done damage like that. Oh, no. Yeah, I was wrong, obviously. Dickinson just absorbing the blow. And now looking for a burning hammer. Hot Sauce landing on his feet. Dickinson charges in with a clothesline. Hot Sauce wrestling to the ground. Dickinson rolls through into the deadlift.
Wow. That is strength. Oh, man. Somehow he got out. Oh, yeah. Maybe he's using some of that jiu-jitsu.
And Tracy Williams tapping out.
Wow. I did not see that coming, Drew.
Here's your winner by submission, Dirty Daddy, Chris Dickinson.
Now you're worried about Riddle. It's Dickinson that's not letting go of the hold. He's going to be sending Tracy Williams to the hospital.
Listen to me. The match is over. Let's go.
And Dickinson is screaming for Riddle. Dickinson wants Riddle ringside right now.
He doesn't want Riddle. He does not want Riddle.
Here come more officials. We got to get some order here. Now Dickinson pulling away the arm again.
He better be careful what he's asking for, I'll tell you that.
Now what's going on with the official right here? He's signaling to the bellkeeper up here. Now he's trying to get Palladino's attention.
He's got to let go of this. There is no reason for this to be happening right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Stephen DeMing has just informed me that he is reversing the decision.
Oh, wow.
Tracy Williams.
Well, maybe that'll change the mind of Chris Dickinson, finally letting up on the hold now that he's been disqualified. You can't argue with the official's decision right there. A potentially dangerous situation. He handled it the best way that he felt fit. We gotta get Hot Sauce to the back. Check to see if he needs medical attention, and Dickinson is just stewing right now.
Again, this shows Chris Dickinson's aggression gets him in trouble sometimes. Calling for Matt Riddle, that is not the answer. That is a bad idea.
Dickinson's got something to say. I'll leave it to him.
So it's okay with these little YMCA karate class pussies coming here